Hello friends, today I am going to tell you a very interesting story. Listen it carefully. The name of the story is Kitten. Tina's mother stopped the car, opened the door and got out. She walked round the front of the car and opened the other door. Come with me, Tina, she said. I have a surprise for you. A surprise? Cried Tina, her eyes opening wide. I love surprises. What is it, Mom? I can't tell you, said her mother, undoing Tina's seat belt. It won't be a surprise if I tell you. Oh, what is it? What is it? Begged Tina, getting out of the car. Come with me, said her mother. She held Tina's hand and led her up the pathway to a sweet little cottage. Tina's mother knocked at the front door. A little old lady opened it and peered out at the visitors. Good morning, said Tina's mother. I am Mr. Jones. I telephoned you yesterday. The little old lady nodded knowingly. Come in, said the little old lady. Have you told your little girl why you have come? No, said Tina's mother. It's a surprise. Will you come right in and sit down, said the little old lady. I will fetch the basket. Tina and her mother went into the house. The little old lady shut the door and showed them into the sitting room. I will just be in a minute, she said. Please wait here. Tina and her mother sat down. Tina's eyes were now as wide as saucers. What is it, Mom? She whispered. Wait, you will find out, said her mother. Well, I know, it's a basket, said Tina. There must be something in it. But what? Many things can be put in a basket, said her mother, laughing. Fruit? Asked Tina. Flowers? Shells? Vegetables? I hope it's none of those. Whatever could it be? You will see, said Tina's mother with a twinkle in her eyes. The old lady came back carrying a basket with a handle. Tina had never seen such a basket before. She stood up to take a look. Here you are, Mrs. Jones, said the little old lady. You give it to your daughter. It's your present to her. After all, Tina's mother took the basket and put it on the carpet in front of Tina. Tina, she said, this is a present for being such a good girl. Thanks, Mom, said Tina, sitting on the carpet. And it's not even my birthday. Tina undid the buckle on the white leather belt round the basket. Then very slowly she lifted the lid. Oh, Mom, look, cried Tina, a kitten. How lovely. I have always wanted a kitten. The fluffy white kitten inside the basket looked up and mewed. Tina gave her mother a great big hug. I hope you will look after it well, said the old lady. Yes, said her mother. You will have to give it a name, Tina. What are you going to call it? Is it a boy or girl? Asked Tina. Well, it's a female kitten, a girl, said the little old lady. Then I will call her Kitty Kitten, said Tina, reaching into the basket and taking out the kitten. Kitten, she held it close to her chest, and kissed it gently on the forehead. "What a soft kitten you are, Kitty," whispered Tina, closing her eyes and smiling in delight. A little later, Tina and her mother said goodbye to the old little lady and returned to the car. The basket with Katy Kitten inside was placed on the back seat. Tina could not wait to get home and show Granny her present. When they got home, Tina and her mother carried the basket into the house. "Granny, Granny!" shouted Tina as they entered the hall. "Come and see my kitten." Granny came out of her room. "Meet Katy Kitten," said Tina, taking out the kitten to show Granny. "She's mine. I am going to look after her." "What a lovely kitten," said Granny. "She must be hungry. Why don't you give her some wool?" "Yes," said Tina's mother, going into the kitchen. "I will fetch her a saucer." While Tina and Granny cuddled the kitten, Tina's mother put a saucer on the floor and filled it with milk. Katy Kitten lapped it up immediately. "She must have been very thirsty," said Tina. Tina's mother took saucer back to the kitchen. Katy Kitten ran straight into Granny's room. She was followed closely by Granny and Tina, but when they entered the room, they could not see her anywhere. Granny laughed, sat down in her armchair, picked up her knitting and began to knit. Tina got down on her hands and knees. She put her head close to the carpet to look for Katy. The kitten was hiding under a large sofa. "Can't see you," said Tina. "Come out, Katy. I want to play with you." But Katy stayed under the sofa. Then suddenly Katy Kitten shot out from under the sofa and started to play with a ball of wool lying on the carpet. Katy Kitten hit the ball of wool with her paw. It rolled away. She ran after it and hit it again. This time her tiny claws got caught in the wool. She shook her paws this way and that, but she could not shake off the ball. Then suddenly the ball flew high, high up into the air and fell next to the sofa. Katy chased after it. What fun she was having! Granny and Tina laughed at her little game. "I will make a cozy bed for Katy in my room," said Tina. "That's a good idea," said Granny. "She will soon find her way round the house, but she must have her own bed." "I will ask Mum to help," said Tina. "And I will have a little nap," said Granny. "I have nearly finished knitting this scarf for your father. Leave my door open, Tina, so Katy can get out when she wants." "All right, Granny," said Tina, running off to find her mother. When Tina left, Granny closed her eyes and dozed off. With her knitting lying on her lap, Tina's mother found a cardboard box in the garden shed. She also found a pillow and an old sheet and took them up to Tina's bedroom. She and Tina put the box in a corner and put the pillow and sheet inside it. "That's look comfy," said Tina's mother. "Yes," said Tina. "Now Katy has a bed. Go and find her," said Tina's mother. "Let's show her the new bed." Tina went downstairs. Granny was fast asleep in her chair. Keeping very quiet, Tina started to look for Kitty. She looked under the sofa. She looked behind the granny's cupboard. She searched everywhere, but Kitty was nowhere to be found. Granny's eyes were shut. Her knitting needles were on her lap, but Tina could not see the scarf. There was a piece of wool hanging from the armchair to the floor. The wool trailed out of the door. Tina followed the wool trail out of the room into the hall, out of the hall and into the sitting room, out of the sitting room into the dining room, through the kitchen and out of the open back door. "Mom! Mom! Come quick!" shouted Tina. Tina's mother came downstairs and stood beside Tina. They followed the trail of wool across the lawn all the way into the shed. When they got up to the shed, they found Kitten curled up on a sack. She was fast asleep, and in her paw was the end of the wool. "Oh dear," said Tina's mother. "Granny will just have to knit another scarf for Dad." Thank you, friends. Bye bye.